All right, hi students. I am creating this video to help you access the online student portal and show you what you can do with it. So I'm going to share my screen here and let us show you how to get to the online portal. I've had a number of people say that it's a hard thing to remember the address for the portal, so I've made a new way that you can access it. If you just go to my regular website, pianoworkshop.org here, I have created a new tab that you can click on right here, the student portal. And this address here is at the bottom of every email I send you, so you should be able to find it pretty easily. So let's click on that. And then a login screen will come up. The computer is remembering me as Jane. I made an example student, Jane student, but it will show you a blank screen for your username and password. And then if you tell it to remember, then you shouldn't have to keep entering it over and over again. So we'll log in. And let's see, it takes me to the calendar first. We're not really using the calendar, so you don't have to worry about that. You can see up here, it says my name, Jane Student. And here is the home. So there is a lot of functionality in the site that we're not really using. I'm not really using the calendar. I am not really using the practice log, although you could if you wanted to. You have the ability to keep track of all your practice, and I'm not really keeping attendance either. The two main things that I am using are the notes. So lesson notes are right here, and you can also get them over here on the left side of the menu. And then the other thing, the really important thing that we are using are the downloads. And you can also get to that over here on the left. If you click online resources, it'll take you straight there. So this will be all of our backing tracks and audio tracks and videos, things like that. And I also have PDFs that you could print out if you needed extra copies of things. So the one that has the most resources right now is the beginner book. And you can see there's a lot of things in here. So let's just imagine that you were working on your first lesson and let's say we talked about the doghouse story, which is learning the note names. And here's the PDF. Let's say you lost your PDF. You could print it out from right here, and there it is. Or even just look at it if you didn't want to use the paper. So anything that says PDF is going to be a document that you could print out. And then I'll scroll down here a little bit. If it says MP3, that is an audio track. And WAV is also an audio track. And if it says MP4, that is a movie. So let's take a look at this one here. This is an activity I often do in the first lesson. And we've got a movie here. If you want to make it bigger, you just click that button there. And then it's taking up most of our screen. So I'm going to hit play. And then this is just a backing track to play along. It's something that we do in the first lesson. I play this kind of thing and the student plays some of these notes here. So I'll show you some things you can do with this. Let's say this was a song and you wanted to play it faster or slower. This 100% is the speed it's at now. If you want to play it slower, if let's say it was something with notes that you had to learn, it was pretty hard. So now it's playing slower. Also, if you wanted it to be faster, you could zoom it all the way up to the top. And you can see here is where we're at in the piece. This is how much has been loaded down on the internet. That's why it's going a little faster. But let's say you're like, oh, I want to go back to the beginning. You could drag this all the way back to the beginning. And then we'll start again at 150%. So it's kind of fast. Okay, the other thing is if you want to skate ahead because you don't want to hear the whole thing, you're trying to get to a farther place, you can do that. You're limited by your internet. You still have to wait for it to load. So come on here. There we go. Wow, that sounds different when it's that fast. And let's say I want to go back. I could hit that button right there. And again, the computer has to think about it sometimes. Once it gets the whole song load it in. It won't be that hard. And you can see here, if you see the little numbers, that's the time. I'm going to put this back down to 100 because that's just a little too frenetic for me. And again, you can hear it. You can hear it getting slower and faster. So if you're not sure where you want it to be, you can just listen for a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to pause that. So some of the videos have me talking at the first half of the video and explaining stuff, and then the play along track is at the second half. So let's say you had one of those and you didn't want to sit and listen to me talk over and over again. What you do is you drag it, and we'll just imagine that it was at 1 minute and 45 seconds that I stopped talking. And then now suddenly the song will only play in between the little 2 blue dots, and you don't have to listen to that first part anymore. And if you hit this repeat button, it should keep playing that section over and over, so you don't have to keep pushing go again. So there's a bunch of different things that you can do with this. You can change the speed, faster or slower. You can change which part of your recording you want to see or hear. You can do the same thing here. Let's say there's a section in the middle and you just wanted to practice this tiny section over and over again. You move your little 2 blue dots, and then it will only play from here to here. And that's it. Let's see what happens when it gets to the end here. There we go, and then it's going back. And it looks like it's going to make me hit play again, but again, it'll start here at the blue dot. So you have a lot of control over how you use your audio or your video. So I'm going to close this out and go back to our menu. So that was our beginner resources. They're organized mostly by song name here in the beginner book. I'll show you some of the other resources that we have. Piano Marvel, we have printable PDFs. Right now I've only uploaded book 1. And so those are available to print out. We've got some Will Bailey piano tunes. And these are pretty cool because they come already with the slow, medium, fast for each one. And then I have a studio license to print these out and distribute them to my students, so I can put them up here. We have a whole bunch of Christmas ones organized by the name of the Christmas piece. A lot of us are finishing up with those. And then if you're in the Piano Pronto books, here's the Prelude book, all the audio tracks in there. She's already got slow and fast, but you can even have more control over slow and fast with our little buttons that we have here. And then pop tunes, I have 1 so far. So I've been adding more things to it. And if you have requests, you can definitely let me know. So hopefully this gets you started. Don't let the technology, don't let it be forbidding or scary, because it's pretty easy once you get used to it. And then you have a lot of control over how you want to practice. And it's really nice to have a backing track sometimes to play along with. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you at your next lesson.